Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me. My name's Rash Mahmood. You join me at a slightly damp and soggy Oakamoor Cricket Club in Staffordshire, the venue for the second one-day international between England and Pakistan in the over 60 age category. First match played this Monday at Bradford Park Avenue, a tremendously close game. Pakistan successfully chasing down 295 to win with the penultimate ball. England will be looking to level up the series. Beautiful venue here today. There's going to be a host of activities. Unfortunately, I think there might be a slight delay due to the rain. The England team, they make 4 changes from the team that started on Monday. Out go Nick Gayward, John Butterworth, Mike Palmer and Nick Gagaro. In their place come Paul Radage, Graham Shaw and Jason Kunt. Nick Gagaro will be the 12th man today. I haven't got the Pakistani team news as yet. There has been a slight delay. They did arrive slightly late, so they've just completed their warm-up. The ground staff here have got the covers on, as you can see behind me. The clouds, well, they are drifting across. Hopeful that play may start on time, the scheduled start time at 1 o'clock. Join myself and my colleagues, Owen Mason, Matt Evans, in the commentary area, when we hope to bring you live ball-by-ball coverage of this second one-day international. Should be an absolute belter. Join us soon. Any better? Okay. We're out in the middle. You can see the Pakistani team management. Next to the two umpires for the game, Jerry Wild, Dennis Whitehurst. The England team manager on the right, Paul Bradley. The England skipper, Richard Merriman. So, we're just about to do the toss. Thankfully, that shower appeared about 10 to 15 minutes ago has blown over. There are some quite dark, menacing clouds away to my right. There's a bit of wind about. Hopefully that'll blow through. So Richard Merriman, the skipper, coin in his hand. Tails is a call by Nadeem Omar. So skipper Richard Merriman wins the toss. He's elected to put Pakistan into bat. Try and grab a few words with the two. Nadeem. Just a quick conversation here. Thanks to my cameraman Benny. We'll just move off the playing area. This should be fine. Stand on the right. Mr. Omar, sir, you can stand there? Yeah. Just count us in there, Benny. Count me in. Okay, well, toss has just been done. England skipper Richard Merriman turning to you first. You won the toss, put the opposition in. Looks a good wicket. Funny conditions, a bit hazy, a bit muggy, some rain in the air. Your thoughts?
Well, I'm delighted to have won the toss, to be honest, because I think given the weather conditions, it looks as though it should swing. The wicket's got a bit of damp and green in it, so I think with a bit of luck it will seam as well. So delighted to have won the toss.
An immensely entertaining game on Monday at Bradford Park Avenue, the first game of the 5-match series. You came off the losers occasion, but you fought really, really well. You're obviously going to be a bit chastened by that because you were in control at one point. How have you managed to regroup? You've made a number of changes for the team today, a few of them by way of injury. Obviously, Nick Gaywood, John Butterworth, Mike Palmer are out. Nick Garrow dropped. Graham Shaw back in the team. And
So absolutely. You know, Monday we found frustrating. It was disappointing, absolutely, but we know what we've got to do to put those finer details absolutely. And I think we've selected a side for this game. We'll absolutely do that.
Richard, go well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Pakistani skipper, nice to meet you, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you.
A really, really good performance by your boys on Monday. They went through the mill, ups and downs in that innings, but you must have been delighted to get over the line with a victory. Just the one change for you, for your team. Saeed Shahboudin is out. Tanveer Ali, most people will know Tanveer. He's managed to get his visa sorted out, so he will be part of the squad. You're thinking of today, if you'd won the toss, what would you have done?
Yes, of course, we would have fielded first. The toss was very important, like Richard said, you know. The conditions here, what we're seeing, and with the Duckworth Lewis, I think would come into play. And the pitch has got a little bit of green on it. It's a little damp also. So I think the toss will play a very important part. But we've got a good batting side. So hopefully we should overcome that. And I know 300 would not be a score on this wicket. If we could, you know, manage to get 220 or 215, I think we'll be able to defend that.
Yeah, very different pitch conditions from the pitch that we played at on Monday at Bradford Park Avenue. The sun was out then, it was a lovely track. Different conditions today. A lot of your players, they have, of course, played a lot of first-class cricket, and many of them have played cricket in England. So the greenness of the pitch shouldn't really frighten them as such.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're coming from 50 degrees and we're coming here, it's very cold. We're fighting the elements also, and, you know, obviously the boys have not played on such a pitch except for a few. But, you know, they're all professional cricketers in the sense that they've played club cricket, a lot of 60 cricket. So I think it will be a challenge for them, but I think we should overcome that.
Okay. Yes. Thanks for talking to us. Good luck to you and your team. Thank you for joining me. Well, there you go, folks. Toss won by England. Skipper Richard Merriman's going to put the Pakistani boys in. Fantastic game of cricket on Monday. England making 294 in their allotted 45 overs. Pakistan, their innings ebbed and flowed. They were down, they were out, they were up. Finally got over the line with the penultimate ball to win by 4 wickets, chasing down 294. Different pitch conditions today. We'll see how both teams get on. Fingers crossed. For a 1 p.m. start, join myself and my colleagues for play at 1 p.m.
Thanks, Rash. That's a great job done out there for the toss by Rash Mahmood, our fellow commentator. You're joining us here today, as Rash said, at Oakamoor Cricket Club, We're in a lovely little green bowl surrounded by trees in the Staffordshire area. Owen, my co-commentator. Welcome, Owen.
Yes, hello, Matt. It's good to be back on the Over 60s cricket commentary. Of course, England versus Pakistan in the second of the 5 one-day internationals. Obviously, after Monday's close defeat, wasn't it, in the end?
I hear it was a bit of a stormer, wasn't it? A bit of a blinder.
Yeah, England 294 for 7, of course, at Bradford Park Avenue. On Monday. But, yeah,
so you got it.
and Pakistan obviously got back, they reached that target and they reached 295 for 6 on Monday. It was a stormer of a game, Matt, but hopefully we're in for a bit more of the same this afternoon.
Yeah, me and you weren't there, but obviously Rash was present and saying that England gave it away a little bit in the last 4 or 5 overs and sort of stole defeat from the jaws of victory. So what's happened today? Who we got playing today? Have you got the teams? Has any lineups been announced yet?
Yes, can get the England team for you. Obviously, with a few changes to the side who lost narrowly to Pakistan on Monday. Obviously, Richard Merriman, the captain, and then we've got Mel Hussain, Paul Radage. Where are we? Paul Radage, Edward Gordon-Lennox. Oh, sorry. Yes. Apologies about that. There's a few mic issues there, but we'll just repeat the teams for you as we start here in Oakamoor. Richard Merriman, Mel Hussain, Paul Radage, Edward Gordon-Lennox. We've also Monty Douglas, Graham Shaw, who comes in actually, wasn't starting on Monday. We've also got for England this afternoon Jim Phillips. We've got Phil Deakin, Jason Corns, John Goldthorpe, Nick DeGoro's the 12th man this afternoon, and finishing off the lineup is Kevin Watson. So there's your England side, of course. Gaywood, Butterworth and Palmer, 3 changes to the side, out through injury this afternoon, Matt. So there's a few alterations to the team. Hopefully it doesn't really affect their play this afternoon.
Yeah, with our few technical issues, there sounds about 48 people in that team. But Rash has joined us here at the commentary position after doing the toss, and I'm sure he'll run us through the Pakistan team. Morning, Rash, you all right?
Yeah, morning, boys. Good to be here alongside you. Yeah, the Pakistan team, just one change from the side that started on Monday. Tanveer Ali comes in for Syed Shahbuddin. The team that started on Monday, Nadeem Omar, the skipper. Just had a word with him out in the middle. He didn't look overly confident in losing that toss, I've got to be honest with you. Very, very different playing conditions from what most of his players are used to out in Pakistan, and certainly different playing conditions from what they experienced on Monday at Bradford Park Avenue. Slightly damper here today, bit of green tinge. We'll see if the England boys can exploit that early doors. But it's Nadeem Omar, Saeed Zafar Ali, Mohammad Ashraf Bakali, Salim Malik, Saeed Sagir Abbas, Tahir Rashid, Mohammad Yunus, Sajid Ali, Saeed Ghaffar Kamzi, Mohammad Aslam and Shahid Mahboob. So that game on Monday, boys, really was an absolute corker. This Pakistani batting lineup bat very, very deep. You've got the likes of Sajid Ali, opener for Pakistan. He's played in World Cup. Shahid Mahboob. He's a bit slower than he was in his heyday, but he's still a very, very good opening bowler. And then you've got the likes of Salim Malik. Over 380 appearances for Pakistan. Thousands and thousands of runs. He's batted twice on this tour. The warm-up match against Yorkshire, where he got 24, I believe. Was 8 not out on Monday. We'll have to see how he progresses. But if he does get in, folks, you're in for an absolute treat. He looked in good nick on Sunday, I've got to be honest with you. He was just starting to accelerate when he was given out LBW. Looking forward to it, boys?
Oh, definitely so, Rash. When we were speaking just off air a few moments ago, of course, England had their total of 294 for 7 on Monday afternoon, and it was And, it was a reasonable total for England to get. Of course, Pakistan obviously did end up getting it with only a few overs left. We were speaking as well, Rash, about, obviously, when you look back to the Wales game when we were all joined us at Stratford last month, and you look at, they weren't really tested that day, but when they have been tested, and a Pakistani team like that the other day, it proved to be crucial, really. And, of course, Pakistan were just able to get it with only a few overs remaining, weren't they?
Yeah, good point. It's going to be interesting to see how England rebound. They were dejected. Now, just over to our left from our commentary position. Thanks to Amy Sherratt, the junior coordinator here at Oakamoor. We've got students from 4 local primary schools: Valley Primary School, St John's, St Werburgh's and Faber, who are going to form a guard of honour. Respect to the two teams, bit of pomp and pageantry. It's a great setup here at Oakamoor, and a real big thank you to all the staff and officials here at the club that made us feel exceptionally welcome since we arrived here a couple of hours ago. Nothing is too much trouble, and it's a nice outing for these school kids. The national anthem will be sung by singers from the Churnip Valley Voices. And during the lunch break between innings, there'll be a mini game of cricket out in the middle. That's being facilitated by the under-14 players from Cheadle High School. So look out for that during the lunch break.
You got some sponsors helping out today, haven't we, Rash?
Well, it's you guys for a start. You're definitely helping us out. But our kit sponsor, Stonehill, very grateful for them for all they do to provide the kit for the England boys. Our travel partner, Sporter, who arrange our tours and did a fabulous job for us in the World Cup in India, and I believe are our travel partner for the Grey Ashes out in November and December in Australia. The series sponsor, and this 5-match one-day series, it's been sponsored by Royal Nawaab, and we're playing for the Royal Nawaab Trophy. And our technical partners, MV Play, 1 game, 1 platform. The seniors cricket I mentioned in the last broadcast, boys, it doesn't get funding. This is all self-generated. So it's a fabulous achievement to get a series like this off the ground. A lot of work goes on behind the scenes, as you well know, having seen it firsthand at Stratford when we were all together with the school children. They're getting excited. Bats raised. Looks like it's going to be a cricket arch of honour. It's fabulous to see, boys, isn't it?
Oh, it is too, right? And it's nice to see the local community come together. As you say, Rash, from all the local primary schools, and it's just nice to make such a lovely occasion of it this afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. Deep in cricket country here in Staffordshire, lots of good teams in the Staffordshire League. It's produced some good cricketers over the years, and I have to say the facilities here are absolutely first class.
Yeah, it's a fantastic venue, isn't it? Fantastic cricket ground. You wouldn't have thought it's down here when you go down the country lanes, but it's an absolutely lovely part of the world here in Staffordshire. And we just hope we can have as good a game as the game on Monday. Hopefully a lovely, end-to-end occasion. And hopefully the weather plays ball as well this afternoon. Had a bit of a grey cloud over us for the last hour or so, but hopefully that subsides. The cricket gods help us out there.
Yeah, it's really beautiful here where we are. And like Rash says, it's great to see kind of 7-year-olds to 70-year-olds here watching and growing the game of cricket, and them all being a part of it. A little bit of a guard of honour there for the players, similar to Jimmy Anderson's guard of honour for his test match going on at Lord's.
So only a few moments to go now, Rash, until, of course, the Guard of Honour and the national anthems as well. And as we've just mentioned, and just we keep mentioning really, just lovely to see the local community come together for something like this, as Matt rightly put it. A range of age generations, isn't there today, Rash? It's just nice to, as you said, with the seniors cricket being self-funded, it's lovely to see such an audience for it this afternoon.
Yeah, it's absolutely fabulous. As I said, Oakamoor, a very well-established club, but this is really, really good to see. It's a real honour, for these clubs to be selected to host a game, first and foremost. But they really have pulled out all the stops, and the school kids, it's like trying to herd cats sometimes, isn't it? You can hear the teachers barking out instructions. It's really, really good, I've got to say. And both teams on the pavilion balcony, they'll appreciate this. And here comes the Pakistan team. That by skipper Nadeem Omar. Through the batting arch. Lovely touch. Fawad Ijaz Khan. Unfortunately, Fawad suffered a fracture to his little finger. He won't be taking part in the match. Salim Malik, the great, legendary Salim Malik, number 63 on his back. Mohammad Yaqub, Mohammad Ashraf Bakali, 99. Watch for him. Devastating striker of the ball. 88 in the first match against Yorkshire, and a very fine 50 against England at Bradford Park Avenue. Anything drifting towards leg stump gets absolutely clobbered. He doesn't tap it, he really does give it a good bash. Sajid Ali, 77, opens the batting for Pakistan normally. Very, very cultured player.
And just to say, Rash, obviously the run rate, when you look back on Monday, the run rate from the Pakistani players was quite phenomenal, wasn't it? As they were reaching that target of 294, and they got it with greater plum in the end, didn't they? And it's just they'll be hoping today. When you look at for the opposing side, they'll be hoping for hopefully more of the same, as they are, of course, batting first.
Yeah, the run rate at the start of their overs was 6.5. Which, in the modern day, and even though this is seniors cricket, should be well within the reach. What Pakistan did very, very well early on was to keep the scoreboard ticking over. 15 overs gone, they were 89 for no wicket. England were in trouble. But as happens many, many times in all forms of sports, when there's a break in play, of course, momentum shifts, and England took 2 quick wickets, one gifted to him, a quite comical run out. But suddenly they were 2 down for 90 odd. England were right back in it. But they kept the run rate throughout the whole thing at around 7 and over. I'll just break off because it looks like, unfortunately, as the England boys go through the batting arch, that cloud that Owen was talking about, it's like the wind has just slightly shifted direction actually, and it's blowing it from over our right shoulders. And unfortunately, it's plonked that cloud right above the square.
Commentator's curse, Rash. I was just mentioning it a few moments ago, and now look at this. I must stop talking about the weather.
Well, I'm glad you've got the first CC out of the way. It's normally me that puts my big size 8 right in it. But this is a shame. I do hope that this shower is as brief as the other one. Fingers crossed. But the ground staff are out there. The stump's being removed. So I think there is going to be a delay, folks. But it won't stop the national anthems being sung. And as I said, the national anthem for England, singers from the Charnet Valley Voices. Okay, that was the Pakistani boys and their national anthem.
Welcome to Churniot Valley Voices and the Valley Primary School for the English national anthem.
Well, absolutely fabulous. Churniot Valley Voices together with the pupils from Valley Primary School. And a nice touch by the England skipper there, Richard Merriman. 3 cheers for all the pupils who have come down. Really nice touch, that, boys.
Yeah, great renditions of the respective national anthems, and sadly a bit of an apt line in obviously God Save the King with "Long to Reign Over Us." Hopefully that's not as long as we hope. It's slightly sad thing is, guys, though it's getting a bit heavier, isn't it? As we've heard the national anthems be sang. The covers are back on.
Yeah, ground staff out there very, very quickly. Big team of ground staff. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 people out there, 8 people out there. So those covers are on very, very quickly, making sure as much as they can. There's no moisture that gets onto the pitch, but there's certainly going to be a delay, which will give us a bit more time to run through the teams. Boys, you've been doing your research. Let's start with the Pakistani side, because the standout name in their squad, of course, is Salim Malik. You know, I think it was 383 appearances all told for Pakistan. He's played all over the world. Had a stint over in the UK, of course, with Essex. Scored runs all over the world. I remember as a kid growing up, just a wonderful timer of the cricket ball, particularly anything outside off stump, offering a bit of width. One of the best cutters of a cricket ball I've seen in my entire life. It's a great coup for Pakistan to have him in their over 60 setup. You come across him doing your research, boys? Have you seen any footage of him?
Well, yes, and you know when you think of someone that big of a name, it brings a boost just really to the sport. As you say, it's a growing sport with the seniors cricket, but it just brings such a big name to it, doesn't it? And when you see it's just what am I trying to say? Elevates the profile of it, doesn't it? A lot more. And obviously it's a sport on the rise anyway, isn't it? But it's lovely to see someone, obviously Matt as well, is someone of that many appearances, as Rash had said, over 300 for Pakistan. It's quite big, isn't it, for someone that's high profile this afternoon?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm old enough to remember him playing like Rush does, unlike you, Owen. I've seen him play. And actually, you saying the prestige of it. When I first saw the team sheet you sent us, I just assumed it wasn't the Salim Malik, and it was another chap from Pakistan playing cricket. But to have him, it's really, really big name in world cricket, isn't it? It's a real coup for this level of cricket. And the game you saw up at Bradford Park Avenue just shows the standard is not to be shirked at, really, is it? There's some top level cricket going on at this age group.
Yeah, there absolutely is. Don't forget, there's 9 players in this Pakistan squad who were part of the winning team in the first over 60s World Cup in 2022 in Australia. 9 of that team. Now, they had an unbelievable run in that tournament. They had a fantastic semi-final against the Australians. It really was a tremendous game of cricket. Go and find that if you can online. They then actually had a very easy stroll in the final against New Zealand, but 9 of that squad are there. They're continuing to play. Unfortunately, due to some visa issues, this Pakistani team, along with the Bangladeshi team, weren't allowed to take their place in the recent World Cup that took place in Chennai in India in February of March. They would have certainly added to that tournament, no two ways about it. So they're looking to come over here to play a 5-match series against England, arguably one of the top 3 teams in the over 60s A group, and they set their stall out. You know, the first match against Bradford against Undercliff on Sunday. They'd literally got off the plane late the day before. I think we can forgive them a bit their bowling, but they showed enough in that match with their batting to reach up to 288 that this is a solid batting unit. They bat all the way down, and some of these boys have played first-class cricket all over the world. You know, the likes of Sajid Ali, tremendous batter. Mohammad Ashraf Pakali is one viewers really need to watch. Wears number 99 on his back. Got a long black beard. Very, very powerful figure. But he absolutely crunches the cricket ball. He is the Pakistani equivalent to Monty Douglas, and those who have been following English cricket this year will know all about Monty. He top scored for England again. Got into the 80s on Monday, but Mohammad Ashraf Pakali, he is the equivalent to Monty Douglas, and you just keep going. You know, Syed Sagir Abbas, younger brother of the absolute cricketing legend Zahir Abbas, who I was fortunate enough to throw cricket balls to in my back garden when I was growing up. It's good memories. Just a wonderfully cultured player. He got 100 against Yorkshire on Sunday, and it just keeps on going. So Saeed Ghaffar Kamsi, leading run scorer in the 2022 World Cup. These boys can really, really bat. And I think that's the concern that the England boys have got. You know, 294, any level of cricket is a good score. But Pakistan, yes, it was a roller coaster of an innings, but they got there. And the reason they got there is because they're committed, they're combative. This side bats all the way down. And England have got to be wary of that, because whilst the limitations are there in the Pakistani bowling and maybe their fielding, they can certainly put up a big score.
Yeah, I say with that rush as well, when England got the bid total of 294 for 7, and was there an air of complacency, possibly, that they got such a bid total? Were they underestimating the batting qualities, as you've just mentioned, of Pakistan? Or was it that it was just such a quick flurry at the end that it really just floored England? How would you see it went on Monday?
I don't think it was complacency. I think from speaking to the spectators in and around and a couple of the England supporters, they felt that England, with the platform they had and how the innings had progressed, that they were maybe 15 to 20 runs short. Now, hindsight's brilliant, isn't it? Very prophetic for those who were casting those prognostications. But yet, in the end, 15 to 20 runs, that's out of Pakistan's reach. So, 294, no, I don't think there was complacency. What happened with England is what we've seen over the last few months, particularly in high-pressure games. The fielding becomes a bit ragged. There's a bit of miscommunication. The bowling isn't quite on point. And look, the guys out there, when it really comes down to it, can they perform to their maximum level? I think they've been found wanting on a couple of occasions, and let's be brutally honest, that has happened. It happened in the World Cup final. They weren't really tested in the two warm-up games against Scotland and Wales, no disrespect to either of those sides. And then you come against a Pakistani team who've got something to prove. No, complacency wasn't it. It comes down to, it was a fabulous game of cricket, and it could have gone either way. The fact of the matter is, with 4 overs to go, you would have said England were probably heavy favourites to win the game by a long percentage.
Who kind of caught your eye on Monday, Rash? I see Saeed Zafar Ali got a few runs on the board and took some wickets. Obviously, Mel Hussain took that fourfer, and then you had the batsman. Was it lost me in scorecard here now? Monty Douglas 83, Nick Gaywood 60. There was lots of good individual performances. Which one kind of caught your eye on the day?
Well, Saeed Zafar Ali, he was voted man of the match by both sides. He bowled very well. I think 3 for 66. He got into a nice he got a bit of tap early doors, I've got to say, but he got into a nice little rhythm. Troubled the England batsman, but he was obviously the match winner at the end, hitting Mike Palmer for all those boundaries in the final over. Standout player for me, Mel Hussain. Absolutely unbelievable spell of bowling under the highest of pressure. I think it was 9 overs, no maidens, 4 wickets for 39. Just to put it into context, boys, he was bowling the 41st and 43rd over, and I think those 2 overs combined only went for 6 runs off the bat and a leg by, I think it was 7 runs. He really put the squeeze on. He bowled magnificently well. Unfortunately, Nick Gagaro and Mike Palmer, they got hit for 31 between them on their 2 overs. But man of the match for me, by a long stretch, just for the way he bowled and the commitment he showed and the endeavour he showed. And when the skipper really needed him, he didn't let him down. So Mel Hussain for me. From the England point of view, batting-wise, though, Matt, I've just got to say, Nick Gayward. You know what I think about Nick. I really do like Nick. He's carrying an injury, unfortunately. I think it's going to rule him out for the rest of the series. He's just walked past our commentary position. I'll try and grab a word with Nick shortly. But he made a very, very good knock of 60. He looked in just good nick. Mel Hussain looked in good nick when he was out. He was out, and luckily he just played on. Monty Douglas does what Monty Douglas does. He goes at a run a ball. You know exactly what you're going to get from him. As we spoke about it before, you know, he does not change his game. He will play the way he plays. Jim Phillips, Phil Deakin. You know, this England batting lineup go down a long way. There's batsman coming in. Jim Phillips is coming in 5 down, and he opens the batting for Kent. I think he's already got 2 centuries within the last month. You know, Phil Deakin opens the batting for Lancashire. You know, in the over 60s. Look where he comes in. England have got a lot of very, very talented and capable batsmen.
Yeah, looking at that score sheet, just the stats we've got here. I mean, batsmen 7 and 8 for England in that game have gone at a strike rate of 152 and 181. You know, just says it all really. And then, like you said about Mel Hussain, he's gone. You know, when we joined you for the Wales game in Stratford, you know, the economy rates were absolutely superb. And Mel Hussain on Monday was a 4.33 economy rate. It's a good 2-3 runs better than the rest of the bowlers. Yeah,
and in the context of the game, Matt, that's a great point. Going at 4 and over in an international, I mean, no matter what the standard, this is over 60s, this is still competitive cricket, folks. 4.33 is absolutely outstanding.
That's right, and if you're just joining us here, the covers have come off, as you've just seen in the last few minutes. It's just on 1:15 here at Oakamoor Cricket Club. It's the second one-day international of the series of 5 this week. Pakistan took an early lead in the series on Monday at Bradford Park Avenue. You had such a great game. It was such an iconic venue on Monday, Rash, didn't you, as well? So it's in Bradford, and it was a fantastic game, as we hope to see. Hopefully, as we've just said, the covers have just come off, and the umpires just having a look at proceedings, aren't they, Matt? I suppose. I think.
Yeah, it's always positive. Stumps are back in the ground. The umpires are having a quick inspection. Who have we got umpiring for us today, Rash?
Well, both the umpires are provided by the Staffordshire League. What they try and do is get the local umpires involved, which I think is a great initiative. You've got umpire Jerry Wild and umpire Dennis Whitehurst. Unfortunately, until they take their hats off, I can't tell you which one's which.
Disguised in their white coats and their matching hats.
Well, they look like twins, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
That's right. And of course, on Monday, a quick turnaround. We'll be joining you at Smethwick on Monday. Hopefully, after fingers crossed, after a lovely sporting weekend for the country with the Euros final. It's a loaded weekend of it, isn't it? Hopefully, we come to Monday, and the England men's football side have won their first trophy in 58 years. But of course, that's obviously in the future. Of course, in cricket terms, we're there on Monday at Smethwick for the 3rd one-day international. And, once we get to that for both sides, of course, England can either level it today or Pakistan can take quite a commanding lead into Monday. And if especially for the Pakistan's point of view, they just want to get out there as quick as they can and really reach a really unassailable target. Of course, they're batting first, aren't they, of course? And England, of course, the pressure's on just to level up the series, Rash, this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely right. The England tour manager, Paul Bradley, he made a comment at the end of the game on Monday that he thinks the series is going to finish 3-2. Now, being the diplomat that he is, he didn't say 3-2 to who, but I've got a sneaky suspicion that the England boys, I think the conditions are just going to slightly favour them here today. Richard Merriman, he's been around the block, he knows, but I think with these conditions and the Pakistani players, it is a bit cooler here. These are not like the pitches that they have back home. and there is a bit of greenness. And I think if Jason Cornt, if he can get that ball nipping away, Kevin Watson, well, he's a master in these conditions, is Kevin. He's marking his run up. Just away to our left.
Yeah, and just touching on the England sport there, obviously just the news that England men's team have just wrapped up the first test against the West Indies at Lords by an innings and 114 runs, and quite an emotional send-off for a legend, Jimmy Anderson, going on Sky Sports as we see. So yeah, it could be a massive weekend for the country. You're sporting your 1990s England shirt, I want to say.
That's right. Yeah, spot on, Matt. Yeah, I was not born back then. I was obviously only 20 years old, but it's a fantastic kit.
Lost us there, Rash.
You not born in 1990?
I was not. No.
Goodness me. Genuinely.
Yeah, 2004. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Taxi for Rash.
I won't tell you how old I was in 1990.
What was I in 1990? 14 I was, Rash. My first World Cup I remember, Italia 90.
Wow.
Oh no, I remember Mexico 86. But yeah, Italia 90 with Gaza. Hopefully we go one step further on Sunday night against the Spanish in Germany.
So.
Yeah, lemonades all round, boys.
Yeah, something like that. So we've got both teams out there. What's your expectations, Rash? They've obviously won the toss and put Pakistan in. Are we going to see the crowd covers big? Are we expecting a lot of movement on the ball?
I think Richard Merriman looked at it, and looking at the state of the pitch, there is a bit of greenness there. Despite the sterling efforts of the ground staff, there will be a bit of moisture there. He's got Jason Cornt. Jason Cornt, you know exactly what you get with Jason. It's nice and steady, in and around off stump normally. He'll be hoping he just gets a bit of sideways deviation. There's one slip in place. It's going to be Sajid Ali, who's going to take the first delivery. And Jason Cornt, he's going to be opening up from the scoreboard end.
I was just going to say, after our telling off last game, Rash, from a local at the Stratford, have we decided what we're calling it? We've got the scoreboard end. What's the one down here? We're calling that the football pitch end, I guess, is it?
Yeah, we'll go for that.
Oh, football pitch until someone tweet. How can they get hold of us? We're live on YouTube, aren't we? Or your Twitter feed. Can drop us some messages and say hello.
Yeah, by all means. Obviously, you're watching this wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining us. Comments. We will read all the comments out as and when. So this second one-day international between England and Pakistan. Oakamoor Cricket Club, Stoke-on-Trent. About to start. It's Jason Cornt, number 8 on his back.
He's a big lad, isn't he? What a strapping fella he is.
He is, yeah.
Where's he play his club cricket, Rush, do you know?
He plays up in Nottinghamshire.
Okay.
I think he played rugby in his time, did Jason?
It looks like it.
So let's hope this rain is cleared. It is clearing up away to our right. There's some brighter skies. Let's hope we get a full day's cricket in now. Good luck to both teams. Let's hope for some more of what happened on Monday.
Not quite sure what the delay is here, but I think we've just had the nod from the official umpire. And Jason Cornt is going to give us the first delivery, just adjusting the field once again. Having a real think about this, and in he strides for our first delivery. Just straight down leg side, I think there, Rash. He just tickled it away down leg for a couple to get Pakistan off the mark.
Yep. Just a reminder, folks, anything that passes outside the line of the batter's leg side will be signalled a wide. It has to pass on the outside, so two runs from that wide, so 3 in total from the first delivery.
Yeah, and of course, as we in the early start here, of course, we'll break off again. There's Cornt. Nice delivery. He tries to catch Pakistan bowler out. Batter, sorry. But it's crucial, obviously, for Pakistan. That they get a bid total, and of course it was 89 for. It was quite a big turnaround for them, as they got without losing any wickets early on Monday. That's a great shot, isn't it? And that'll be a 4 or at least a 6, won't it?
Yeah, Sajid Ali. Beautiful timer of the cricket ball. Played first-class cricket. Bit too full there from Jason Corn. Ali onto it in a flash. Straight past the bowler for 4. Pakistan move on to 7 without loss.
Yeah, Ali had a great day of it on Monday. And we'll look to just do more of the same here in Oakamoor this afternoon. Jason, want to deliver once again. Not much trouble. The fielding team.
Yeah, Rowan, that's the end of our first over. Pakistan 7 for no loss, I think. And yeah, you remember the awesome performance they had in the field, didn't they, at Stratford when they played Wales? Yeah. So hoping for a bit more of the same today.
Oh, that's right. It was a quit session, wasn't it, for England in the end? Of course, it wasn't that big of a target. It was 103, if I remember rightly, that Wales gave them for a target to reach, and it was an easy target. But it won't be something like that if Bradford Park Avenue was anything to go by. On Monday, this will be quite a big target from these 45 overs. We're into the second over now. 7 for nothing for Pakistan. How crucial is it, Matt, would you say, just to get as many as you can, to lose, it's of course it's the whole point of cricket, but, to lose as little wickets as you possibly can in these early, I think that's when the seeds of doubt come in, isn't it, Matt, when you don't want to lose a wicket early doors?
No, of course not. No, if we listen to Rash's expertise, this Pakistan are a very good batting side and bat very deep, so they've got to stay on top of it, not let them get away from them. You don't want an insurmountable total before you even put your own pads on. You want to kind of restrict them to below 300 at least. I don't know if this pitch is renowned for a high scoring wicket or anything, Rash, but at this level, I think the scores we saw of nearly 300 on Monday, they're probably looking for much of the same, as the batsman there has a swing and a miss and the keeper takes it. Okay, Kevin Watson, yeah, thanks, Rash. That was just a wide down the leg side again. Kevin Watson just opening up the second over for us, yeah, so I guess 250 plus is always reasonable at this sort of standard if you set your target. Certainly not in easy conditions with this cloud cover.
No, that's right.
Better delivery there, line and length for Watson, coming in from the football pitch end, as we've named it. And it is brightening up overhead, boys. There's a little tickle of blue sky there through the clouds as we
didn't think we'd see that
enjoy it here in the Staffordshire countryside. Watson for his third delivery. Nice forward press there from the Pakistan batsman Aslam. Yeah, it's a beautiful setting over, isn't it? We thought we were lost when we came down that little country lane and we were never going to find a cricket ground. Then a bit like Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe, we came through the passage and there was a beautiful cricket ground before us. As Watson just sits down. Yeah, lovely cut there from Aslam, which is half fielded by England at point, England fielder, maybe Gully. They run one from it for Pakistan. Yeah, it's a lovely set, and we thought we were lost, but found it in the end. And like Rashad, I mean, look how great this is for cricket. We've got school kids, barbecues going on, people of all ages just coming to watch a brilliant standard of cricket.
Oh, that's right. And like you say, the weather's improved just at the right time. Just as the teams came out, it just subsided. Watson again. Will hopefully try and find another great delivery in. And Ali. Again, just trying to, it's a Great delivery in though from Kevin Watson. That must be a hell of a delivery to deal with, Matt. You know,
Yeah, after his first ball was a little bit leg side, he's produced 3 or 4 cracking deliveries on line and length, and he's really pinned the Pakistan batsman in there. Found his range, and hopefully he can keep it there. How many overs were they doing a spell here, Rash? I mean, was it 4 or 5 last time you said?
Yeah, maximum of 9 overs per bowler. As the sun breaks through the clouds. Break off, Kevin Watson. Yes is the call, just dabbed out into the leg side. Paul Radish trots round to do the fielding. And the end of Kevin Watson's first over. Yeah, normally about 4 or 5 overs, Matt. But Kevin's a very fit lad. He never likes being taken off. He'll want to bowl his 9 overs straight through. With Jason Corm. He's going to continue from the scoreboard end.
Lovely sun coming out now for the day. We didn't think it was ever going to come out for us, but no, that's fantastic. And at the end of the second over at Pakistan, 7 for nothing. Bit of a word going on with the umpire. It's a bit of a harsh word, but we don't know what's being said. Interesting one there, guys.
Yeah, well, that's Mohammad Ashraf Bakali, the guy I was mentioning. I really don't know what he's doing out there. In fairness,
He's just taken a new bat.
I saw that bit, Matt. I
Yeah.
don't know what he's having a word with the umpire
I think
for.
the umpire was. Do you have to ask the permission to enter the field like in football? I think the umpire had to go at him for just coming on the pitch without his permission.
Ah, right.
Looked
okay.
a little bit something like that. So
That would explain it.
he's not happy as he leaves
No,
the
he's
field.
not happy.
He's having a right old chunder there. So Kant starts as a gain for the third over. Not a lot happening. A kind of a bit like a start of a boxing match here, Rash. Just feeling each other out, blow for blow. See where they're sitting with each other.
Oh, that's a great hit, isn't it?
Yeah, he's gone
From
to kind
Malik.
of cut drive that. Got a lead in top edge, and it's almost come out and hit us at our commentary position. And they've run a couple again.
It's a good few runs for Pakistan, that. And it really just span away from Paul Radish. You know, there was no chance of catching that mass at all, because it just absolutely span away from them towards our boundary, towards our commentary position.
Well, he split the fielders, didn't he? I'm not sure he meant it. It looked a little bit leading edge to me, that Rash. I don't think he meant that shot, but
That's 8 for
got
nothing.
away with it.
Yeah, that's 8 for nothing now for them as we've tried again.
Yeah, he was definitely looking to play that more orthodox over cover. Like you said, Mike, got a thick edge, looped up into the air. Paul Radish, yeah, was never going to get near to catch it, but a good chase and a good throw in. But Sajid Ali will do this. Not afraid to play his shots. Very strong on the offside, in particular. His batting partner.
And that's the thing with these, as we've said, it's as you said, Matt, quite like a boxing match type standoff between the two sides. As they know each other with these 5-day international series, I guess that's the bid point of, you're almost trying to find something that will really catch the team out. And they'll be looking for, as they look to get an advantage in this series, either 2-0 or 1-1 by the end of proceedings today.
Well, Jason Corm missing his line again. 4 wide signalled by the umpire. I think the first few overs, like you say, Matt, both teams are going to be feeling, seeing what the ball's doing. I've got to be honest, from our position and from seeing the pictures, there doesn't seem to be much lateral movement at all. The ball seems to be carrying through to John Goldthorpe at a nice height. Doesn't seem to be many terrors in the pitch. Maybe as it just warms up a bit and the sun comes out, those damper patches might get a bit clingy. You might be able to catch the edge and get a bit of lateral movement, but hasn't been anything so far. It's a better delivery from Corn.
No, the Pakistani openers look very comfortable. Worrying, so really, I mean, it's our first time of seeing them. You've obviously seen them a lot more, Rash, but just that shot there that was well fielded 3 balls ago. He rocked onto his back foot and really middled it. as he plays a similar shot again. Driven, fielded into the bowlers, and yes, kept that, restricted that to a single. Could have been 2 if they'd got a hurry on, but I suppose we are talking over 60s here.
14 for the loss of no wickets now for Pakistan, as they look to just carry on in this same vein of form.
Well, that was just an example of how good a player Sajid Ali is. Front foot down, saw it early, just played through the line of the ball, didn't hit it, but it raced away. Good bit of fielding by Ed Gordon-Lennox, one of England's better fielders. And that brings the end of another Jason Corns over. Nice steady start from Pakistan.
Yeah, 18 for the loss of no wicket now for Pakistan. Just at the end of that third over, as we've just mentioned. And as you said, Rash, it just shows how Sajid Ali is really, similar to how he did against at Bradford Park Avenue, and he's just continuing in that same vein of form. And it's, for the first batter, you want to have as much as you possibly can, as that momentum. You want to keep that momentum going as far as you possibly can before you lose that eventual wicket.
Yeah, let's not forget that he's an incredibly talented cricketer. He may be over the age of 60, but he's played international cricket. I think Sajid Ali going back in the 1983 World Cup, he's no slouch. So you don't lose it. It's like riding a bike. There's Kevin Watson on the football pitch end, comes in. That's a better delivery. But Ali saw it early, just rocked back in his crease, pushed down towards the cover area where Nick Gagaro in the fielding.
Yeah, and on that point, Rush, I mean, Sajid Ali has faced some of the the best bowlers in the world in his time. So, that's caught him right on the foot there, full of delivery, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, much better from Kevin Watson. Just a hint of in-swing on that. And he does possess a very, very good in-swinger, does Kevin Watson. We saw it to great effect in the World Cup in India, particularly against the USA. He got an absolute blinder of a delivery to move about 1.5 foot and to knock one of the American batsmen's middle stump out. It was a great delivery. Yeah, Fuller, and that certainly swung.
Yeah, it's caught him plumb on the foot. He's still having a little wander around to get comfortable before he takes his mark for this next delivery.
Great delivery.
Good cut shot straight through the covers for 4 runs. Again, like you said, Rush, beautifully timed. Rock back, dispatched it. And already I can kind of see how they can rack up a score quite quickly watching these batsmen, can't you, Owen? They just time it so beautifully.
They really do, and you see as we've just said, they've reached 22 now. Pakistan for the loss of no wickets, of course, and as you say, Matt, they're just looking to reach a target. I think they possibly have in their head, as we looked at, obviously, short of 300 5 days ago. 4 days ago, sorry, but they'll be looking to just hit that 300 mark, I think, this afternoon.
Well, the Pakistani skipper Nadeem Omar, I interviewed him just after the toss, boys. He wasn't that optimistic. 220, he said, would be a good score on this pitch. But this is all about the Pakistani openers imposing their will on the England opening bowlers. Whoever wins that duel, it sets up nicely as Watson's in again. Aslam, that's a great bit of work by John Goldthorpe behind the stumps. Aslam just trying to dab that out into the offside. Got himself in a bit of a pickle. And John Goldthorpe, well, deputising the 2 England regular wicket keepers, Steve Aston and Simon Routh, both out injured at the moment, but a very able replacement in John Goldthorpe. Although Simon Routh is here today, I have seen him. Hopefully he'll be back behind the stumps very soon. That's shorter. So another over completed by Kevin Watson.
What would that sort of lower revised total that we talked about, Rash, be for 220 from Pakistan? I haven't seen their performance on Monday. Seems a fairly low bar for me. Is that just the cloud cover and what we're looking at with the weather?
Yeah, Nadeem Omar, he was of the opinion that that was purely based on the state of the pitch and how he made that assessment. Now, I've had a look at the pitch, Matt. I agree wholeheartedly with him. I think that there is a bit of green, there is some tinges of green, and if the bowlers can put it in the right places, yeah, with the cloud cover that there is, you would hope for a bit of assistance. Conversely, they've been out there 4 overs now, and they haven't seen much lateral movement, if any. The only ball that we have seen was the one that swung in from Kevin Watson that hit Sajid Ali on the toe. I'll just break off as Jason Court comes in and swing and a miss.
Very lively, quick work by the wicketkeeper again behind the stumps.
Yeah, England are blessed, as I said just a couple of seconds ago. Stevie Aston, Simon Routh, both out injured. We wished them well in their recovery, but I think Simon might be back for the game on Monday. The third one international, folks, at Smethwick in the West Midlands. 1 o'clock start, please. If you're in the area of the West Midlands, come along and support. But better delivery from Jason Court. As I'm again.
I wonder whether it's just starting to move, Rash. We've had a couple of swings and misses now, haven't we? So whether they're just kind of starting to get that ball work for them in these conditions.
Yeah, possibly will. Mohamed Akram. 2 swings, 2 misses. Is it going to be third time lucky for Jason Court? Just played back down the track. There's no run. It might well be that, Matt. The pitch is drying out a bit. The ball might just grip a bit more. Offer a bit more assistance.
Jason Court's delivery again. Sajid Ali. It's a better bat from him.
Now there's an injury to Sajid Ali. I think he's done his calf.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he doesn't look good at all, does it?
I don't know if that's any ill after effects from being clattered on the foot by Kevin Watson the previous over. But Akram hit the ball out towards the mid-wicket area. He set off for his run. Sajid Ali got about a quarter of the way down the pitch, a win, and he's pulled up. This doesn't look good for him.
Yeah, I think that's separate to the ball landed on his foot and definitely maybe bruised it. I think he's pulled his calf there as he's taken off to get the single. He's pulled up sharpish, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to continue after this.
And that's really unfortunate, guys. As only I was 4 overs in. He's had a fantastic start of Finn's 22 for the loss of no wickets, but sadly it looks like it might have to be an enforced.
Yeah, he's walking.
Enforced loss for Pakistan here.
He's walking straight off the pitch here, but assisted by a couple of players. He's not going to be continuing. What happens in that situation then, Rush?
Well, if he can't continue, he retires out to make that assessment. If he is able to come back, of course, he can. But if he's making the determination that he can't come back on the field, and it doesn't look like in any way, shape or form he's going to be able to, Sajid Ali, then of course his score obviously forms part of the Pakistan total, but he will not be able to come back in and bat. So the next man, whoever it is, will make his way out to the middle. Big shame for Sajid Ali. You never want to see that on a cricket pitch, but he pulled up really, really sharply.
It's quite incredible. You can go for as many overs as you like sometimes, but obviously only 4 overs in. Is that, you don't want to speculate at this time. Is that to do with the pitch? Is it to do with, or is it just a complete freak movement? And obviously he's just, as you just said, Rashi, he didn't even get a quarter of the way through and pulled up. So it's really serious as it is. He's had to come off the pitch, and it's a shame for him because he was having such a great start. Only 4 overs in.
I mean, we don't know. We watched the warm-ups. The Pakistan boys went through the warm-ups. Quite a detailed, lengthy warm-up session. But it's just that explosive movement first off. These are senior players, but that first movement straight off when the run is called, and you do. There's a lot of energy going through in the lower part of your legs, particularly your calves and your knees. But he took 2 strides and he was gone.
Yes.
So, I'm looking for Sajid Ali. But folks, out to the middle, we're in number 63, going to be taking strike. And from a neutral point of view, we hope that this man puts on a bit of a show. The legendary, and I don't use that word lightly, boys, Salim Malik.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this, Rash. Owen won't remember, as we've just discovered he's a baby amongst us, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing a bit of a legend stroke a few shots around this ground.
One thing I will say, if Salim Malik is feeling it, you will just see how much time he has to play the ball. So let's have a look. Jason corned into him then. Just pushes out into the offside. Ed Gordon-Lennox does the fielding, and there's no run. He makes batting look ridiculously easy.
No, it'd be nice to see this as a you know, I've heard you two wax lyrical over it, and over the last hour or so that we're going to see someone of such high calibre, you know, who's played over 300 times, as you say, Rash, internationally for Pakistan. And here he comes again. Yes, lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
As you just said, Rash makes batting look so easy. And as you rightly put it, Rash, you don't lose it.
Well, that was just a delightful shot. It's the time, boys, as well as the timing. He saw the length early, just rocked back, opened the face. Trademark shot from Salim Malik. Towards the vacant gully area, Kevin Watson. Good chase by him, kept it to 2. He's going to continue from the football pitch end. Pakistan, they move on to 25 without loss. Salim Malik off the mark with a couple. He's in the middle due to an injury to Sajid Ali, and we wish Sajid all the best. Didn't look good, I've got to say. Don't think he'll be coming back out.
It'll be a big blow if, obviously, the quick turnaround for Monday. It'll be a big loss, won't he, for Monday at Smethwick?
Yeah, he certainly will, Owen. He's a very, very good batsman.
Be nice to be in my neck of the woods in the West Midlands on Monday. Hopefully you can join us for the third one-day international.
Ooh.
Straight behind, he's going to signal wide down the leg side, is it? From the umpire, not heard from him yet. They've run, yeah, wide ball. It was down leg again, just straying off his line there. This field, Rash, any thoughts? Is it defensive? Is it standard? Are they going to, with Malik coming in, is it going to be changed?
Will be interesting. You've got the fielding restrictions in place. You can only have 2 fielders outside the 30-metre circle, which you can see the white dots on the floor, folks. And I'll just break off as Watson's in again. Just tucked out into the onside. Paul Raddy's just a fielding, and there's no run. So whilst the fielders are in those restrictive phases, you've not got a lot to play with. With only 2 players being allowed outside in the first phase. That's Fuller from Watson. Fielded off his own bowling, and there's no run.
That the wicketkeeper's very up, isn't he, Rash? I mean, it's not the pace of the normal England side, obviously at this age, but it's still coming down at a bit of a lick, and the wicketkeeper's only 1 or 2 paces behind the stumps.
Great work, that's out.
That's why. Oh, signalled wide.
Ooh.
Is the umpire signalling wide and no one else has spotted it? Or was that just me? Oh, he was stumped, was he? Sorry, I thought it was caught. Okay. Well, there you go. That's the opposite to commentators' curse, isn't it? I was just mentioning how close the wicketkeeper was to the stumps off quite a fairly pacey ball, and it's paid dividends right there.
Well, it's been a feature from the England wicket-keepers, whoever they may be. Goldie on this occasion, John Goldthorpe. His colleagues, Simon Routh, Steve Aston, they all stand up. Tremendous bit of keeping.
Yeah, really, really swift. I actually thought he'd nicked it, caught it. Then I looked at the umpire who was signalling a wide. I thought it wasn't going to be, but I hadn't spotted that he was out of his popping crease, and he'd done some really, really clever wicket-keeping work.
Just to expand a bit on what you were saying, Matt, about the keepers standing up. It's not express pace, but it's quick enough. Now, we're fortunate enough to be here live and we can see it. You've got a split second to make a decision. John Goldthorpe, picking the line early, he was moving as that ball was halfway down the track. Positioned himself on the leg side, ball went through, bails off in a flash. It's a great bit of glove work, that. He's out to the middle. Let's see if he stopped chuntering, the imposing figure. Number 99 on his back, Mohammad Ashraf Pakali. Well, the 2 innings I've seen from him last Sunday at Undercliff against Yorkshire and Monday at Bradford Park Avenue, he doesn't mess about and he hits the ball very, very hard. Anything drifting towards middle and leg is treated with absolute disdain. And the problem is, if you then try and straighten up, he clatters you through the offside. Let's see how Watson gets on then. Yeah, watchful from Pakali first off. Prods it out to extra cover. Jim Phillips does the fielding, and then there's no run.
Well, the field, I have to say, Rash, is trusting in the bowler's technique massively, because the gap here on our leg side umpire is huge. There's a good 30 yards between the two fields on the leg side here. Just gone through. They've run that there. Ooh, that was a bit risky. He's having words with him now, in fact, at the other end. He's pushed him there for a single and he didn't think it's really on. Yeah, obviously trusting the bowler's going to keep his line here, Rash, because I say there's 20-30 yards between the two fielders here on leg side.
Yeah, you've got Monty Douglas at a shortish, wideish mid-wicket as Watson comes in. That's shorter. That's a beautiful shot. Out to Ed Gordon-Lennox, backwards a point. Yeah, you've got Monty Douglas, who was sort of a wide, shortish mid-wicket. And then the next fielder is Paul Radish, who's on the deep mid-wicket boundary. There is nobody else on the leg side. So you're actually asking Kevin Watson to be spot on. And in fairness to him, he was in and around off stump.
He wasn't too bad that over, was he? Yeah.
So 31 for 1 now as we go into the 6th over.
Good chance.
As we approach that 6th over, so the loss of 1 wicket.
Another beautifully timed shot. Make changes and then you hit live and it goes green and it puts it on the screen. Otherwise we watch you type it all in. Another beautifully timed shot there. Rinse and repeat from Salim Malik. Just rocking back, opening the face of the bat. That's prompted a slight change in the field with Kevin Watson moving up towards that short third man. Malik again just rocks back, chops it out towards the deep cover boundary. Paul Radish trots in, does the fielding. Another 1 to the total.
Yeah, Malik's got a fairly kind of relaxed gait anyway, hasn't he? And his timing, he just looks like he's putting no effort into hitting this cricket ball at all.
Languid. He's the Chris Waddle of Pakistani cricket.
34 for 1 now for Pakistan. They just keep ticking away. Still only early doors, of course, only into our 6th over now.
This is going to be an interesting contest. Mohammad Ashraf Pakali, Jason Corn. Nice and full from Corn there. Nothing Pakali could do about that. Dug it out quite well. Pushes it out towards Ed Gordon-Lennox. Yeah, Jason Corn, you know exactly what you're going to get with him. I wonder if Pakali, watching from the sidelines, fancies taking him on. Yeah, just watchful again. Dabs it out into the leg side this time. Again, no run.
Cloud just coming over once again here at Oakamoor. That blue sky was very short-lived, but hopefully it does look quite commanding. Now is another good delivery from Jason Corns.
Yeah, he looks a bit nervous about the bowler there. That the Pakistan batsman, very kind of edgy and not really going for anything yet. I do wonder whether it's starting to move out there a little bit. They're certainly not kind of playing their shots like they were the first 2 or 3 overs of this innings.
Yeah, bearing in mind that you've got 2 relatively new batters. Salim Malik, he's only been out there a couple of overs. Played 2 trademark shots, opening the face of the bat. 35 for 1 then, Pakistan, after 7 overs. And Mohammad Pakali, he's going to be taking strike. Number 99 on his back. Kevin Watson, from the football pitch end.
You mentioned earlier, Rash, you can easily recognise him with that incredible black beard of his. That's a nice shot.
He's a very... I'm going to choose my words. He's an imposing figure, is Mohammad Pakali. Very, very competitive on the cricket pitch, but you know what? He's just a lovely bloke off it. Really, really nice guy.
Watson with the delivery.
Yeah, see, for me, I think he spotted that big gap we talked about, because he's trying to turn everything to the leg side, because there's such a big gap here. Anything he can get away on the kind of towards the leg side umpire is going to be very hard to stop before it gets to this boundary rope. Again, he's pushed it through into that gap we talked about, and I do think England have got to close that up a little bit, because they're just picking off easy singles every time he's turning it into the leg side.
Yeah, he does. He's predominantly a leg side player, Matt. He's shown that in his 2 innings so far on this tour. It's obviously a tactic that the England boys have talked about and worked out. They're quite happy to give him that and let him. He's actually playing across the line, so they won't mind just giving him a single if he's taking a ball from outside off stump to leg stump. As Watson comes in again, Salim Malik, well, that's in the air, just over fielder at square leg. Marcus Young does the fielding, number 2 on his back. 70 years old is Marcus Young. You wouldn't believe it. Fitch is a butcher's dog, drives a bus in London, London bus driver. Good to see Marcus back in the fold. Provided probably the highlight of the World Cup for me, his unbelievable catch against Canada, caught and bowled. Do go and have a look at it on the England Over 60s YouTube channel, as Watson's in again. And Pakali straight back to him. Oh, whoa, nearly 2. Hit straight back by Salim Malik. Great bit of fielding by Kevin Watson. Didn't manage to hold the catch, deflected off his hand, hit the stump. Pakali, fortunately for him, still in his crease.
I thought for a minute there they were going to get a very fortunate run out, but he was just aware enough to step back in his crease and keep himself in. As another delivery comes down, just pushed forward by the Pakistani batsmen. They do seem to be a little bit wary of what's coming down at the moment, but end of the 7th, 8th over in fact, and it's 38 for 1.
Yeah, very fortunate for Ashraf Pakali there. Now, as you say, it came straight back to him, and that could easily have been the 2nd wicket lost.
All right.
But he's still here at the moment as we approach the next over. 38 for the loss of 1 wicket for Pakistan. Yeah, if they were to have lost that, Matt, it really would have shifted the game a bit, wouldn't it? Because if you lose 2 wickets in quite quick succession, it's another lovely shot from Pakali.
Well fielded by Young, yeah, well timed again. It would have been fortunate, Owen, to be honest, if he dropped one onto the stumps like that, but again, just decent play by the England bowler.
Yeah, Marcus Young preventing that really from becoming a 4. Ooh.
Reaching for that outside there, wasn't he? Trying to drive something a Looked like it was far too wide for that, and luckily he didn't get anything on it because the wicketkeeper again was alert to it and took the catch well.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, we're just approaching 2 o'clock here in Staffordshire at Oakamoor Cricket Club on this Friday afternoon. It's 39 for 1. Pakistan have only lost the 1 wicket so far, as Ashraf Bakali, with another nice shot, finds the hands of Paul Radich.
Yeah, Salim Malik there. Number 63. Previous 2 deliveries, though, beaten outside the off-stump by Jason Corn. The second one, a magnificent take by John Goldthorpe. Ball off a length and lifted. Now, whether it's got anything to do with the conditions changing by the minute here, it's got a lot darker, a lot more cloud out. But that ball certainly was on a length and lifted noticeably. Good take by John Goldthorpe. As Corn's in again from the scoreboard end. That's a fuller delivery.
Oh.
Well, it was full. Kev Watson was the chasing.
Just did the replay on that, as you can see. Crikey.
That looked like it lifted up off a length as well, that Rash. Really caught him by surprise.
Yeah, he was looking to drive. He got himself in a bit of a pickle, did Mohammad Bakali. He does favour the leg side, as we said, boys, and he was just trying to turn it. But it certainly did spit a bit off the pitch.
Well, like you touched on earlier, I presume that might be a tactic for England, the way he tries to turn everything on leg. They've left that big gap to tempt him, hoping for that kind of leading edge, take a catch down kind of gully, or the wicket-keeper. As we finish the 9th over, it is 42 for 1.
Yeah, as I said, the England boys, they won't mind giving Bakali the singles. If he's trying to fetch that ball from in and around off-stump, the natural angle of that bat, he's going to be looking to get a leading edge and possibly play it back towards the bowler, or come off the edge and sky towards short third man. What they don't want to do is give him anything in and around his legs, because he will not hesitate. The ball will just disappear to the boundary. So, obviously, having seen him on Monday, there's a definite plan in place for Bakali when he's batting. As you pointed out, Matt, it is really stark to see, isn't it? There's just a huge gap on the leg side.
Yeah.
Different field placings for Kevin Watson in discussion with the skipper Richard Merriman. Got Marcus Young trotting towards us. Number 2 on his back. There's it square leg, and again you've got Monty Douglas at a wideish, short mid-wicket area. Paul Radich way out in the deep with a deep mid-wicket boundary. Jason Corn at fine leg as Watson comes in. Malik looks to play him into the leg side. Ball hits the pad and there's no run.
Yeah, I wonder whether Malik was calling their bluff there, because he kept eyeing up the leg side, eyeing up the leg side, eyeing up the leg side, and then Young was forced to drop back to the boundary. But there are certainly some gaps they could take advantage of here. Just unfortunately, as the rain starts again, it's getting a little bit harder as Watson comes in for another delivery. Oh, that's a misfield there, Wing. That's gone for 4.
Yeah.
I think he just got something on that, did he, the batsman?
Yeah.
I think it won't be long before we come off here as the rain gets heavier.
Yeah, thick outside edge, Phil Deacon there. Really should be fielding that. No excuse, really. Going straight to him. Unfortunately, wasn't able to field correctly. The ball raced away for 4.
46 for 1 now for Pakistan, as we do continue on in the rain. For the time being, Watson delivers again for Malik, and he again gets a touch on that.
Same again, Rash. Tried to turn that round the leg side, got the edge, and are you surprised there's no slips in place? I mean, that's 2 or 3 that have popped just too wide for the wicket. You can't blame him, but if there'd been a slip or 2, I think we would have had a couple more catches in this game so far.
Yep, agree 100%, Matt. It's risk reward, isn't it? I mean, those two were eminently catchable with somebody who stood at first slip.
.48 for one now. For Pakistan. As the conditions don't look to get any better anytime soon, but we are continuing to play here as Watson will deliver again.
I don't know if that was a wide or he got a tickle of the bat on that. The umpire's having a look as he throws it in. I think they've ran two to take him to the 50 mark. Leg byes, the umpire's signal, leg byes.
Yep, 50 up for Pakistan. Coming towards the end of the ninth over. Not a bad scoring rate. It's been a bit cat and mouse, to be honest, boys, hasn't it, really?
Yeah, very much. I don't think anyone's found their footing yet. Would they be, I mean, coming to the end of the night, 10 overs in, five run rate of 5. Are they going to be happy with that or unhappy?
Two's the shout.
Oh,
Deakin with the throw. Malik's got a hurry. That's out by a mile.
Brilliant. Very, very risky.
They went for it, didn't they? And it was not worth it at all, was it?
Well,
the second wicket lost.
Salim Malik in his heyday would have got there very, very easily. But Phil Deakin, well, it's a good comeback from Phil. He let the ball slip through his hands to have that for a couple of moments ago. But was round quickly, threw in. It was always going to be risky if the throw was on target. It was. Good work again by John Goldthorpe. Malik, well, he was struggling once he'd committed for that second run. Maybe he was lulled into a false sense of security, boys, be it Phil Deakin doing the fielding, who would have misfielded a few balls previously. We don't know. But valuable, valuable wicket for England. The danger to Salim Malik goes. Run out. Phil Deakin getting an assist. He's out for 14. Pakistan 51. The loss of 2 wickets.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, you know, Malik would have been facing the fielder from where he was running, so it was his call to make the second run. I was going to say, you know, Pakali sold him down the river there, but as cricket works, as Malik's turned facing the fielder, he's the one that's called it, gone for it, and he was a good 2 or 3 yards short of his popping crease. And again, great wicket-keeping work. He's taken it with his back to the stumps, turned round, taken the bails off, and they've got their second wicket.
Yeah, in fairness to Mohammad Pakali, he went on his partner's call. And as soon as Salim Malik got down to the non-striker's end, he turned. We could see it, all three of us could see it here. His call was yes, immediately. Now, he must have thought that he still had the legs in him to beat Phil Deakin's throw. Now, it was an underarm throw, but it was still outside the circle, so it was probably about 40, 50 yards. An underarm throw that the keeper collected very well, John Goldthorpe. And Malik, well, like you say, Matt, he was at least 3 yards out of his ground.
Yeah, and the throw was straight at the wicketkeeper, so hats off to the fielding, you know. Again, a little bit of that great fielding we saw at Stratford, you know, in the Wales game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
so we've got one more delivery in the... Oh, no, it's the start of the 10th over, I do apologise. Pakistan are 51 for 9. We've had 10 overs. I'm not sure who's the happier of the two sides at the moment. I think it's still a cat and mouse, as Rash said.
Well, change from the scoreboard end. It's Mel Hussain replacing Jason Corn. Mel, who bowled unbelievably well on Monday at Bradford Park Avenue under intense pressure. 4 wickets for 39.
Yeah, apologies if you didn't see that second wicket just now, as when Malik was bowled out. Apparently the action replay was still on, Matt, and I think we described it well enough if we were on if it was like we were on radio commentary. But yes, that is 51 for 2 now for Pakistan. Quite a crucial time for England to get that second wicket. You know, just hit 50 runs. You know, does that really shift them the momentum. I know it's still early doors, of course, it's only 2 wickets lost, but it's quite a big moment in the game so far.
Yeah, England need to apply the pressure. I mean, I'm personally, after Rash's description of Hussain bowling on Monday, I'm quite looking forward to this innings. But yeah, they need to put the hammer down now and make use of this pressure. As he puts his first delivery down, Bakali's played a lovely drive there, but fielded well by England again. And what sort of bowler is Hussain Rash? Is he quite quick at this level? Is he a bit turny?
Yeah, he's what I would describe as a darter. The ball darts in. He's got the ability to move the ball away from the right-hander quite significantly. But he varies his pace very, very well. The ball's normally in and around the off stump, and then he'll get the ball that sort of darts in and normally traps people back in the popping crease. So he does vary his speed, but he does have the ability to make the ball go the other way as well. So he's got a full box of tricks, as Mel is saying, and he will be using them as in he comes. That's shorter. Bakali just plays it out into the offside. Paul Radage runs in from his position. At deep extra, they trot through for a single. One more to the total. Pakistan 54 for 2. And if you are just joining this live coverage of the second one-day international between England and Pakistan, you are more than welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Owen Mason, Matt Evans, Rash Mahmood in the commentary area. We're at Oakamoor Cricket Club, Stoke-on-Trent.
Yeah, we're loosely in British summertime at the moment. Obviously the weather not being too kind to us, but the rain has subsided. I think that's one positive we can take from the last few minutes.
Well, it's the Pakistan skipper, Nadeem Omar, who's facing up. As Hussain comes in, just played out into the offside. Nice looking shot. Chase for Paul Radage. Just keeps it to 1. And
great throw.
Nadeem Omar, the owner of the Quetta Gladiators in the Pakistan Super League.
That was a lovely bit of fielding by Radic, was it there? Rash straight in over the stumps to the wicket-keeper. Some of that positive fielding we've talked about before. And again, the field's very deep here on this. Oh, it's in the air. Oh, what a shot that is. Little bit fortunate. Drove it straight back past the bowler. Just carried the fielder. Gone for 4. But a well-timed shot. Takes them through to 59 for 2.
Powerfully struck from Bakali. It was up there to be hit just a bit shorter from Mel Hussain, right in the slot for him. Full swing of the bat. Richard Merriman, well, he was at mid-off, right on the circle. Nothing he could do about that. All sailed over his head. Disappeared to the boundary. 59 for 2 Pakistan. Mohammad Bakali on 12. Nadeem Omar, Pakistani skipper, on 2. The men out so far. Mohammad Akram stumped John Goldthorpe. The bowling of Kevin Watson for 2. Salim Malik ran out a few moments ago. Assisted by Phil Deacon. Good work by John Goldthorpe. He was out for 12 off 16 deliveries. Sajid Ali, well, unfortunately, the Pakistani opener looked to sustain an injury to his calf. We do wish him well. He was going on quite nicely, looking very confident. Retired hurts on 12 from 20 deliveries.
Big discussions here, Rash, about the field. I do think they've got a little bit wrong. They almost seem to have wanted to give away the single. Very defensive. We're happy for this leg side to be open to kind of play for that edge, and there's been a bit of a chat about changing it here as Phil Deacon comes in for his first delivery. Again, a nicely timed cut shot, fielded well, no run off the ball. What are we expecting from Phil Deacon and his deliveries here, Rash?
Well, by Phil's very, very high standards, I think he'd be the first to admit he didn't have the best spell on Monday. got a bit of tap, as we say in Yorkshire. Phil from Lancashire, but he could bowl better. Normally, very reliable bowler in and around the stumps. Nadeem Omar, not a regular cricket player, has to be said. Also the captain of this team. But he comes into the category of useful.
Yeah, once again, Young drops a bit deeper on this leg side. Deacon comes in for his second ball. Bowled him straight through the gate.
Wow.
What a delivery that is.
Really good delivery from Phil Deacon, and that is the loss of a third wicket for Pakistan. 59 for 3 now. After quite a strong start from Pakistan, Omar becomes the latest to go, and with it now, that's quite a quick succession, isn't it? Within the last over or so, the last 1 to 2 overs, Pakistan have gone from 42 to 49 to 1, now down to 59 to 3.
Yeah, we're not down the length of the pitch, but it just looked like a good delivery to me.
Yes.
He's gone
definitely.
to play a drive on the onside and just gone straight to the gate and I think taken his middle stump. So
It caught him out, didn't it?
credit to the bowler there, I think. And I don't know whether Pakistan's struggling with the conditions or not quite getting going, but obviously the retirement of their opener hasn't helped, but they haven't quite got going yet.
No, and as I said, Pakistani skipper Nadeem Omar, he's not a cricketer as such. He has played cricket, but he's not played to the level that the rest of his team have. But it brings out to the middle the very, very dangerous Said Ghaffar Kamsi, leading run scorer in the 2022 World Cup, and batted beautifully on Monday. He is an exquisite timer of the cricket ball, and these two, well, Pakistan will need them to settle in, start progressing the score. England will know all about the batting prowess of these two. As Deacon comes in, he bowls. Kamsi looking to cut that. Bit of bounce. Bounces off the chest of John Goldthorpe behind the stumps. Yeah, England will feel if they can winkle one of these two out in the next couple of overs, they'll have a good chance of getting to that lower middle order of Pakistan. There are still some very dangerous batters to come.
Yeah, and again, the faith this field is showing in the bowling attack, Rash, is immense. I mean, we've got, just as Deacon comes in with another delivery, makes the batsman step back and prod away at it very defensively. You've got Radic at deep mid-wicket out there, and right out here to Young at maybe deep backward square leg. There's a 30-40 yards there, so they're obviously confident Deacon can keep this on the onside, and I think there's a slip that's dropped in there now as well. Would that be a more attacking field, Rash? Have they kind of gone for the plunge here?
Yeah, it's like you said. It's high risk, high reward. You're leaving that 30-40 metre gap. Okay, you're wanting the bowler to bowl on the off stump. So if the batter in his mindset is going to look, there's a huge gap here, he's going to be playing across the line, and all sorts can happen when you do that. That slip in place as well. Good captaincy by Richard Merriman. We were advocating for a slip when the last over, and 2 deliveries went there.
Must have heard us, Rash.
Yeah, they must have done. 59 for 3 then, Pakistan. 12 overs gone here at Oakamoor Cricket Club. In this, the second one-day international of 5 between England and Pakistan. It will be Mel Hussain to continue from the scoreboard end. Mohammad Pakali, he will be taking strike as Hussain comes in. Just turns that into the vacant area at mid-wicket. Monty Douglas trots round from a wide-ish mid-on to do the fielding. 60 for 3 now.
Have they come about this tactic from anything from Bradford Park, Rash? Did they predominantly play leg side? Is that why they've gone for it?
Yeah, it was very, very noticeable. Anything in the sort of middle and leg, they were onto it like a flash, the Pakistani batsmen. So it's definitely something that's been discussed in the team meetings. That's a nice control shot from Kamsi. They just opened the face, a few oohs and ahs from the spectators, but it was a deliberate shot.
Yeah, I thought initially he's edged it, then I looked up and like you say, he's opened the blade of his bat there and just sent it down to kind of third man area, and a bit risky on going for 2 again. They were obviously kind of pushing the boundaries of getting some cheeky runs in.
Well, that was a feature of the Pakistani innings on Monday, Matt. The communication between the batters wasn't the greatest. Break off as Hussain comes in. Oh, that's an appeal for LBW as Pakali's trying to turn it down the leg side. Well, a victim of his penchant for playing on the leg side, Matt, as you mentioned again. He was trying to fetch that ball, trying to turn it from what looked like middle and off. Straight and true from Hussain. I did mention that's the way he does ball. Another wicket falls. Mohammad Ashraf Pakali. LBW bowled Mel Hussain for 13. Pakistan lose their 4th wicket. They're now 61 for 4. 12.3 overs gone. England firmly in the driving seat.
It's looking very promising, you know, even just 10 runs ago when you look 50 for the loss of 2 wickets. And now you look at it as we've just into the 12th over. 61 for 4 now. The dominoes just keep falling down for Pakistan, which is quite unfortunate for them, as they had quite a good start from an English point of view for the home side here at Oakamoor. They'll be really happy with their last 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I think there's some good game management gone on over from England. From what Rush has told us from Monday at Bradford Park, they've obviously seen that Pakistan want to play predominantly leg side. They're tempting him with those massive gaps in the field. They've had a stumping and an LBW off the very tactic that they're going for, which I think is working out well for them at 61 for 4. It's been a good shout.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Matt. And that's the beauty of having people at games and playing and watching the replays back. You can work out and you can put a plan in place. Now, don't forget, that plan only works if it's executed to perfection. And so far, it's been executed to perfection by the England boys. Pakistani batsmen, well, it's completely different conditions from Monday and completely different conditions to what they are used to back in Pakistan. It was more akin to those conditions on Monday. Beautiful clear blue skies. Temperatures in the 20s. There's the new man, Saeed Sagir Abbas, about to take strike. Scored a wonderful, wonderful century last Sunday at Undercliff Cricket Club in Pakistan. Played their warm-up game against Yorkshire over 60s. Very cultured, talented cricketer, the younger brother of Pakistani legend Zahir Abbas, as Hussain comes in. And he gets off the mark straight away. Lays it down to long on, where Marcus Young does the fielding, keeps it to 1. Another 1 onto the total.
Yeah, he wasn't holding back there with that opening shot, was he, Rash? Straight back over the bowler's head.
Well, I'll just reiterate the comment I made. Last over, 2 dangerous batters. Obviously, Pakali going. Get one of these 2 out. England are right into that lower middle order as Hussain comes in again.
Leg side shot again there, Rash.
Yeah, he played a lot in that position where Monty Douglas is fielding. It's an unorthodox position, really. It's a sort of wideish, shortish mid-wicket. But he played and scored a lot of runs through that area on Monday. As Hussain comes in again, that's shorter, that's just pulled.
That's a bit of a gift, that one, Rash, wasn't it? Pitched it short. 4 runs.
Saeed Ghaffar Kamsi onto it in a flash, just rolled the wrist round, sped away, backwards of square for a very welcome boundary for Pakistan. They move on to 66 for the loss of 4 wickets. Kamsi on 5. Syed Zagir Abbas was just out into the middle, took a single off his first delivery. 13 overs gone here at Oakamoor. Rebuilding required for Pakistan.
Yeah, players of this quality, Rash, aren't going to turn down balls like that to dispatch to the boundary. So we're still on Deakin at this end, are we?
Yes, Phil Deakin.
Yeah, still Phil Deakin. Coming in from, we've named the football pitch end. There's a lot of oohing and ahhing about the field in the last couple of overs. They're obviously having a bit of a rejig, but as we've said before, there's a massive gap here. Kind of deep square leg, deep mid-wicket, 30-40 yards for them to play into, but as Rash has informed us, it's maybe a tactic from Monday's game up at Bradford Park Avenue.
Yeah, the problem they do have here, of course, is that Sahir Sagir Abbas can play all around the wicket. Oh. What a shot that is. Well, that's 4. Over, wide-ish mid-off, but it was a beautifully timed shot. There was nothing wrong with that delivery whatsoever, but Abbas, left foot down the pitch, a beautiful free swing of the bat, and it absolutely flew to the boundary.
I'll say Rash Abbas is really just trying to repeat that century that he had last weekend. It'd be well needed for Pakistan, because if they were to lose another wicket at this point, then England would be, as we've just said in the last few moments, in the driving seat.
He's one of those players, Abbas. You watch him and you think, oh, that's a good shot, and next news, he's got 30 or 40 in the blink of an eye, and you wonder, well, how's he got up to there? His century the other day at Undercliff was a wonderful, wonderful display of batting. I really cannot tell you how good an innings it was. Full of wonderful shots all around the wicket. He's looking to play that into the offside. A thick inside edge just squirts out into the leg side. John Goldthorpe from behind the stumps does the fielding. Interesting position that Kevin Watson's taken up. He's just backward of point on the 45. It's an area where Abbas does like to play. He's trying to dab it towards that region. And Deakin comes in again. Oh, there you go.
Good work with the gloves again there, Rash.
Yeah,
very sharp.
Very good work by John Goldthorpe. Well, this is good to see from England. They've obviously had some discussions, and I like to see this having a plan for each batsman.
Yeah, and the gap on leg side's got even bigger here. So again, trusting in the line of the bowler or playing to their game plan, which we've kind of decided is what they're going for. But I mean, being a fairly average batsman I was playing, I'd be hooking them all over here through this big 50-yard gap. Mainly because I couldn't play a drive without edging it to the slips.
Well, for the viewers at home, I mean, you can see it. I hope you can from the angles that you have. There really is nobody on the leg side. You've got Marcus Young at deep backward square. Oh, that's out.
Oh,
that's
done him
out.
Again. Superb glove work again. The wicket keeper is really having a great game. That was edged, caught or stumping? Stumping again, yeah, great glove work.
Here's the two. Yeah, great glove work by John Goldthorpe. As right in front of us, the two injured England keepers, Simon Routh and Steve Aston, walk past us.
Selection headache for the next game with this sort of performance.
Yeah, well, as I say, England have an abundance of talent. Absolutely blinding work by John Goldthorpe. Quicker delivery from Phil Deakin, just tempted the batsman forward. Abbas just looking to play that out into the offside. Ball past him, bit quicker than he thought, straight into the arms of John Goldthorpe, and the bails are off in an absolute flash. Pakistan, well, they're in desperate trouble here. 70 for the loss of 5 wickets. As the sun comes out again, brightening up to our right, some patches of blue in the sky. England, well, they'll be delighted. See the makeup and the medal of this lower middle order for Pakistan. And it's the Pakistani wicket-keeper, Tahir Rashid, number 54 on his back.
They really have had a disastrous last 6 overs or so, Pakistan. It's, from going from 42 for the loss of 1 wicket, when it just looked like Abbas was starting to cut with gas, and all of a sudden it's, it went as the way of the last few batters for Pakistan, sorry. And now they're 70 for the loss of 5, which, as you say, Rash leaves them in a bit of trouble. If that keeps, if this sort of pace of losing wickets keeps coming for Pakistan, we could be in for a short afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Pakistan have just got to consolidate now. It's imperative. In this form of cricket, you need to bat your overs out. If you can eke a score, as we said at Wales, boys, don't forget, if you can eke a score at 120 and then try and get to 130 if you reach 120 and 130 to 140, as Hussain comes in, that's Fuller. Kamsi just plays it out into the offside, where the skipper, Richard Merriman, does the fielding. And it's all about setting targets now. So for the Pakistani batsmen, it's not about how many runs are on the board. We're on 70 now. Our first target is to reach 80 without losing a wicket. We reach 80, we reach 90 without losing a wicket. That's full.
Oh.
And that's been smashed. That's gone straight to Kevin Watson, who's running in.
Oh,
and it
just
just bounces before of him. Oh. Tremendous effort by Kevin Watson. Stationed out a wide, deep mid-wicket. He's one of the quicker England fielders. Valiant attempt. He must have run in about 20 yards. Unlucky Kevin Watson. Outstretched right-hand ball. Just dropped in front of him.
Yeah, I think that's slipped out of his hand. He's just thrown it to that fielder who is that rash because he's getting him to wipe the ball. I think he's slipped out his fingers, almost beamed him there, and he's taken it on the volley. And I think they've ran 3 there, did they, or 2?
Yeah, two runners. Richard Merriman, England skipper. Kamsi just drops anchor. All squirts out into the offside. 1 is the call.
Cheeky little single there from the Pakistan batsman.
Yeah, England won't be bothered about that.
I do wonder it's whether on these wickets we need to see both innings. If you're not, we're getting kind of excited here with the total of 73 for 5, but just with stumpings, there must have been some movement for batsmen of this quality to miss. As the saying comes in, to miss a delivery like that. So before we get ahead of ourselves, I wonder we need to see. You've got to see both innings to gauge it, or do you think the England team are just bowling and fielding well?
I think, personally, having seen the boys on Monday, they're bowling a lot better. There's certainly a clear evidence of a plan, not just for the Pakistani innings as a whole, but for each individual batsman. Now, that's something that was worked out and happened to England when they played the World Cup final against Australia. You may have heard me mentioning it in our last commentary stint together. The Australians had a plan for every single batter and put it into place. Obviously, you need the players to buy into it. You need the players to execute it. As Hussain comes in again. Oh, it's just angled out, thick outside edge. Phil Deakin is running back from his position. Does the fielding. Well done, Phil. Keeps it to 1. Another 1 onto the total.
Nice, delicate little shot, though, just tickled down to third man by the Pakistani batsman as we reach the end of the 15th over. 74 for 5, Pakistan batting first. England won the toss and chose to field. It's pretty much all gone England's way so far, Rash, I think.
Yeah, it has. There's been some unfortunate incidents for Pakistan, losing the opener Sajid Ali due to a calf injury. But having said that, none of the Pakistani batsmen have really got in it and looked to impose themselves. Some great work behind the stumps by John Goldthorpe. The run out of Salim Malik, which, good fielding from Phil Deakin, redeeming himself, having misfielded a few balls before and letting the ball go for 4. That's a massive blow for Pakistan. And the wickets of Abbas and Pakali, all big players for them as Deakin comes in again.
And sadly, a couple of them of their own doing, really, trying to take a little bit too much on running between wickets, and like we said, very sharp wicket keeping by the England man in the gloves today.
Yeah, and we've all played cricket, and people watching all over the world who have played cricket for a number of years, watch cricket. Sometimes you need a bit of luck. You need the batsman to not be on the right wavelength, shall we say. And that's certainly the dismissal of Salim Malik. I mean, you can put no fault to his partner whatsoever because he went on his call. Malik ran to the non-striker's end initially. He was looking at the fielder all the way. He made the shout. His partner didn't hesitate, but he was out by miles. That's an appeal. Well,
umpire removed by that one.
Yeah. Only one voice in that, and that was John Goldthorpe.
Umpire very unmoved by that. He obviously thought he heard a little nick as it passed by.
Phil Deakin, nonplussed, double teapot at the bowler's end. Gives John Goldthorpe a rueful stare. Well, that was a bit of a shorter delivery from Phil Deakin there, but it climbed on Rashid and flashed over the top of his bat. He just shook his head a bit. I don't think he expected it to bounce as much as it did. Yeah, flighty delivery that time from Deakin. Rashid just plays it out into the offside. Richard Merriman does the fielding.
Fuller delivery that one, rash and dispatched. Didn't get his length quite right there. Again, I don't know how nippy this bowler is, but for me, the bravery of the wicket-keeper, and just again 1 or 2 yards behind the stumps, and it's paid dividends because he's taken a couple of stumpings already.
Yeah, well, Phil Deakin's a spinner, so you'd expect John Goldthorpe to be stood up. But Phil Deakin, that's another over from him. Much better line, much better length, and much better variation of pace from Phil Deakin today, as opposed to Monday. Looked a bit out of sorts, did Phil. Normally a very, very reliable option for the skipper.
They must have killed the run rate here as well with those couple of wickets and really stifled the kind of positivity in the Pakistan lineup here.
It looked like Abbas was bringing it back with his a few fours there, but like you say, in that last over, Matt, only 1 run for Pakistan. Really stifled it.
Phil Deakin, 3 overs, 1 maiden, 2 wickets for 5 runs. As the saying continues, from the scoreboard end, that's full. And Rashid looks to turn it out into the mid-wicket area. Doesn't quite time, it goes straight to Monty Douglas. Quicker from Hussain, again, just played back down the pitch. Watchful from the batter. England, well, they'll certainly be the happier of the two sides to put the squeeze on now. Give nothing away.
Ooh.
Chance of a run-out miss there. The fielder came in to collect the ball. They were 3 or 4 yards shy of the stumps, but he just missed it, and they ran through to take the single there for Pakistan. Again, massive gaps in places in this field. I presume, as the saying, comes in to deliver. That's just going to be a leg by, come off the pads. It's obviously part of the tactic, leaving gaps in this field for them to be tempted into playing shots.
Yeah, it is. And it's a good tactic. Show a batsman the massive gaps on the leg side and bowl in and around off stump. Just break off as Hussain comes in again. And that's turned into the leg side quite nicely by Rashid. Fielder trots in from deep square leg. Just keeps it to 1. Another 1 to the total.
Bit full of that delivery, and he's put it away as you'd expect.
It's like dangling the carrot, Matt. That's what it is. And particularly with these Pakistani players who are traditionally and historically very, very strong on the leg side. Anything drifting down there and it gets whipped away. There you go. 2 is the shout. And yeah, good running that time.
Good running, yeah.
Example there from Said Ghaffar Kamzi. All wrist that was. Ball wasn't on the leg stump. Fetched it a bit as the rain starts to come down again. Well, thankfully, it doesn't as heavy as it was about half an hour ago, but it is coming down.
They've just ticked over to 80 for 5 Pakistan. As Rash was explaining earlier, the England fielding bowling performance is certainly very good, but they've had a couple of unlucky incidents. You know, opener Ali was retired with looked like a strained calf, and certainly didn't look like he was going to be able to come back on later, as he was virtually carried off the pitch. As we continue here with Deakin. Oh, and again, some lovely sharp glove work there behind the stumps.
It would have been interesting to see with Ali if, you know, he would have carried on. Obviously, he got 22 for the loss of no wicket by the time he had to come off the enforced injury. What his return would have been, you know, at that point, you know, if he would have stayed on, how different this game would have looked. You know, 17 overs in, rather than the score at this moment in time of 80 for 5 for Pakistan. The rain comes down to then Deakin with the delivery.
Let that go past the stumps wide, and it's hopefully this little shower will just pass without the players having to come off. Lovely to see so many people here as well, Rash, isn't it? You know, for the ECB, what a great sight for cricket as Deakin comes in. Just, lovely cut shot. Backward a point there, I suppose. They just fielded it, didn't get a run. Yeah, I mean, there's kids over there playing in the nets. There's a barbecue and families all round. A few more here spectating than there was at the Wells Stratford game. It's a very, very positive sight for the game of cricket.
Yeah, it's a great effort by everybody connected with Oakamoor Cricket Club. It's a fabulous place to play. England have played it a few times, including against the Australians. And the Staffordshire senior side, they now play their home games here. It's a big shout out, you know, to everybody who is connected with the club. As I mentioned in commentary early on, they have been absolutely fabulous. But Amy Sherratt, the junior coordinator here, she's been fantastic. That's a lovely shot.
Lovely.
Pulled that on the leg side.
All that rain is coming down the area.
The rain's got a little bit harder. The umpires have a glance at each other, but no movement yet. It's always a worry when the ground staff are surrounding the covers at the edge of the pitch. We don't want it to carry on for a lot longer as Deakin just comes in on his run up again. Tosses one down there. That's a great delivery. Again, the wicket-keeper's up for an appeal. Hearing a nick that obviously no one else did, as wicket-keepers tend to do. And that's the end of the over. It's 81 for 5. We've had 18 overs. And just all steadied up a little bit here. The run rate for Pakistan has dropped off with the couple of wickets England have taken. They just steadied the ship because obviously there's still a lot of overs to go. You know, it's one of those periods in cricket where you've got to reconcile. Yes. What's done is done. Let's just, like Rash said, set some totals and build on it.
And they really want to go for, as you just said, Matt, we're only 17, 18 overs in. You know, Pakistan really want to just try and force that as long as they can to the 45 overs, and by then, Rash, if they do get there, they'll have quite a commendable score, hopefully for their persuasion.
Yeah, 27 overs remaining, boys.
Yeah, still a long way to go.
They've just got to consolidate, and as I said, it's not about score as much, it's about senior overs out, if you just alluded to, Owen. Yeah. But this rain really is coming down very, very heavily now. Well, the umpires, they're just having a glance at each other. Yeah, plays to continue then. Mel Hussain. That's going to be a wide. Good take by John Goldthorpe there.
I think they're just having a look here, the umpires. I think, they're bringing them in. It's just got a little bit heavier. It's persisted for a good 5 minutes. And I think, to be honest, a couple of those deliveries slipped out of Hussain's hands. That gave the umpires the kind of nudge they needed to bring them off.
We've just hit a 20 to 3 on this Friday afternoon. As we've just said, the rain has come down a bit heavily in the last few minutes, and the covers are hastily coming on the pitch.
Good work behind the ground.
Very good.
Yeah. Fit boys, those. Look at them.
That's right. Of course, we had a delayed start. We didn't start till about 1:20 really, because of the rain. The national anthem still went on, regardless, though, which was nice to see from the local primary schools earlier on. But yes, the covers are on at the moment, and at this moment, of course, we were just starting to get into the 18th over, and at this moment in time, Pakistan have a Score of 82 for the loss of 5 wickets. They haven't lost, obviously they'd lost quite a few wickets in succession, Matt, but they haven't lost one. They're coming up to about 5 overs now, and they'll be looking to keep it that way as they look just to keep ticking on, really, as we've just mentioned. Towards, as Rash said, 27 overs still remaining for them.
Yeah, and I don't know if that'll, the break in play, is that going to suit Pakistan or England, Rash, at this point, do you feel?
I think it will suit Pakistan more. Yeah, definitely. They need to get back into the changing room, those two boys. Sit down, have a word with the skipper and the management team, see how they want to progress from here. It's about consolidating. From England's point of view, they'll be absolutely delighted to have got Pakistan at 82 for 5, only 18 overs gone. But they'll know they're still a talented outfit. Pakistan showed on Monday, you can't count them out.
You just preempted my question there, Rash. Knowing the team better than we do, is there any snap in the tail of the Pakistan team? Some of those low orders are half decent, wielding the willow.
Oh yeah, there are. There's some good players still to come in. But this is all about, can England maintain pressure on Pakistan? As we just looking out to the right, that squally shower, it seems to have passed over. So hopeful of a resumption of play very soon. But England, yeah, it's been really good to watch, Matt, because quite clearly they've had discussions. The faces on the England boys on Monday as the Pakistani players ran onto the pitch at the end of the game, well, they were in stark contrast to the beaming smiles of Pakistan, the dejected looks on the England boys' faces. They knew they let one slip. They've obviously had discussions amongst the team. Changes, obviously some due to injury. It's been a good professional performance by England so far. Helped, okay, in parts by some questionable decision making by the Pakistani batsmen, but some excellent fielding, some very, very well thought out field placements, giving the batsmen a couple more things to think about. Some great glove work by John Goldthorpe. England very fortunate in that department. I've sung the praises of Steve Aston and Simon Routh, who are both here, both currently injured before, but to have a replacement like that, he's made the wicket keeping look exceptionally easy. Well, it's brightening up again.
Covers are coming off. That's a bit of a loaded question here, Rash, but obviously we're only we're in the second ODI now of the series. Of course, you had a prediction, a bit of a cryptic prediction from Paul Bradley earlier. Obviously, he went 3-2, but obviously he didn't know which way it was going to go. It's still very early days in the series, but after Pakistan took the lead on Monday, where do you see the rest of this series going? Of course, we obviously the rest of this game today, Smethwick on Monday, and of course Southport to come. I believe, where is the 5th ODI actually?
It's at Littleborough.
Right, yes.
In Lancashire.
Where do you see the rest of the series going?
I think I'm going to with Paul Bradley, the Maltese Falcon, as you know, lives in Malta, does Paul. The England team manager. They're two very evenly matched sides, and I think we saw that on Monday. Pakistan's strength is definitely their batting, although 82 for 5 after 18 overs, people tuning in, we're going, what are you talking about, Rash? But they generally bat very, very deep, and there's a very talented group of players. Their bowling, I don't think is on a par with England's. So, I think they're very evenly matched. It wouldn't surprise me if it goes 3-2. It's imperative for England, however, to win today. And let's okay, that's 2 games in. 1 you really should have won. Hopefully they'll win this quite convincingly. Sets up a cracker for Smethwick on Monday. Let's hope the weather's all right. It's a beautiful, beautiful ground. We're going to be spoilt rotten there. You'll really enjoy that ground, boys. It's a lovely place to play cricket. And we'll see what's what. If it's 1-1 going down to that game, pressure does build. Pressure does funny things to players. These are all experienced cricketers, but when you're representing your country in a 5-match series, you certainly don't want to go 2 down.
No.
So if England don't manage to get over the line here, I think it's an uphill battle to then win 300 trot against this very, very talented Pakistani outfit. Let's not underestimate how good they are. They're struggling a bit at the moment, but they've got the players who are more than capable of seeing their way to the end of the 45 overs and putting up a competitive score.
Yeah, 2-0 is a huge difference to 1-1, as the covers have come off and the ground staff have pacing around waiting for the players.